Well, everybody, I am in the small town of Spur, Texas. When you see a town like Spur on the map in Texas, you just automatically want to go see it. Check out this cool little coffee shop they have here in town. There's the downtown. I'm going to take a look at it on foot and tell you about the town as I go. A guy named Red McCombs was born and raised here. Now, most of you are probably saying, yeah, I don't know who that is. Well, he's pretty well known in Texas. A very rich guy. Owned a lot of businesses, including an NBA team. You may have guessed it already. He owned the San Antonio Spurs. That was Red McComb honoring the town of his birth. I'd always thought the San Antonio Spurs was just, a Western sounding word because it's in Texas, but nope. San Antonio Spurs are named after this town right here. Now, another guy that was born here, pretty well known in Hollywood, his name is Aaron Latham, wrote quite a few screenplays that were made into major motion pictures, including the one he's probably most famous for, that being Urban Cowboy. That movie starred a young John Travolta, a country boy in the big city, a cowboy from the country, rural Texas. His character in that movie was from this town right here, Spur. So that's Aaron Latham, giving a nod to his hometown. Oh wow, look at this. Got a Confederate flag in the doorway here, a faded Confederate flag. And a building here that looks like it's been gutted. There's a tree growing inside. You wonder what this used to be. A store of some kind, obviously. Another one next door. Empty as well. Got some cactus growing in the back there. Well, let's see about this town. It is, no question about it, fading pretty hard. Peak population was in 1950. There were 2,183 people here. By 2010, it had declined to 1,318. 2020, just a mere 10 years later, the population had dropped to 858. That is like 40%. 2022, it was down to 778. So, 40, 50 people a year, decline in population, less than 800 now. 10 years at its current rate, this could be a ghost town. We'll have to see what happens and if things change and they get people to move here. Now, the age of the town's not old, 36 years old. That's pretty young. The U.S. median age as a whole is 39. So the town is younger. Now, what do they have going on here? Some different stuff. Some artwork of some sort. 53% of the town is female. 47% is male. 52% of the town is Hispanic. 47% white. 1% black. This town calls itself the nation's first tiny home friendly town. So they deregulated the town to a point where it's pretty easy to put in tiny homes here. We'll have to see if there are any tiny homes actually in the town when I take you all driving around the neighborhoods. We'll do that in a bit here. All right, median household income. $37,400 a year. That's $719 a week. So what's poverty like? Overall, 16.6%. That is right at what it is in the U.S. For children 17 and under, though, it's real low, 9%. For folks 65 and older, the number's not so good, though, 28%. That is considerably higher than the U.S. So you've got a lot of older people here whose incomes are low. But quite frankly, to be honest with you, they probably own their homes. That's a great old place, isn't it? City of Spur. Okay, so what's the cost of living? 25% less here. Mostly because of housing. Housing is 68% less here than the U.S. as a whole. Median home value of the town is $57,000. Compare that to what it is in the U.S. The U.S. median home value is $322,000. So homes here are way cheaper. 73% of the people who live here own their homes, by the way. So there's all that. Yeah, they do have a theater here, and it is on the National Register. The Palace. And I believe that they still use it from time to time. It is in operating condition, from what I understand. Now, should we take a look inside? Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, you can tell that it's still in operation. That's good to see. Well, okay. Looks like I have reached the end of downtown. And I've given you all the information. Why don't we go look around the rest of the town? Yeah, let's go do that right now. You can see evidence of the pretty considerable population loss. It is a little after 10 in the morning, and it's a weekday. There's nothing happening. It's pretty quiet. A lot of this here. Community Bible Chapel. Quite a bit of this town, the residential streets are not paved. Definitely seeing some abandonment. In the neighborhoods. Don't think anybody lives here? Not sure. Well, that one anyway. This one, yes. And across the street here, looks like a mama cat and her kitten. Yeah, seeing a whole lot of this. That looks like that's been empty for quite a while. I've yet to see a tiny home. Not a single one. I've been looking. Now that's a very small home. Nobody lives there. But so far, no tiny homes. Well, I can't find a full-fledged grocery store, but they do have a Dollar General here in town, as well as Family Dollar and Dollar Tree. So they do have the full trifecta here. Well, let's see, what's crime? It's pretty good. Latest numbers, 16 incidents per 1,000 people. That compares to 23 per 1,000 for the US, so crime here is lower. That is just falling apart where it stands. Well, okay guys, I think that's enough of Spur. Let's head to the next town. Well, everybody, I am in Dickens, Texas. Check that out. Dickens County Sheriff's Office, 1891. Isn't that great? Well, let's take a look at this town, shall we? Not a lot of paved roads in the residential area of town. Let's see what else I can find here. Ooh, you just about have to have four-wheel drive to live here. That might be a bar of some sort. How cool is that? Man, this is whew. There's not a lot of, oh, what do you say, infrastructure in this town. Let's see. Let me look around a little bit more and I'll tell you about it. Well, no, I'll just keep going this way. Let's see. Peak population in this town was in the mid-1900s. There was over 500 people here. In 2000, it was down to 409. Last year's census, 2022, puts the population at 197. So that is over half the town gone. All of this just being retaken by nature. There's a trailer back there too. So yeah, what, in 20-something years, that's over half the population gone. I mean, from 400 to under 200. At its current rate, this will be a ghost town, you know, in 20 or so years. Yeah, you see a lot of this here. The median age is 56. So that tells you more about the town aging and dying off, because that's pretty old. The US as a whole is 39. And I'm already doing a quick scout through town, seeing a lot of empty homes. 55% of this town is female. So 45% is male. The town is 62% white, 24% Hispanic, 12% black, last 2% mixed race. Just scenes of decay and blight. It's everywhere here in this town. Now let's see, the median household income is almost $41,000. That's actually pretty good. That's almost $800 a week. Well, there sure is a lot of this though. Let's see, this is the Dickens County Museum. I've got a handwritten sign saying they're open on the first and third Saturday of each month. So if you want to check out this little museum, it appears that it's open 2 days out of each month. Now there's a county courthouse over here. Let's go check that out. Well, let's see this little tiny downtown too. Boy, this is definitely straight out of mid-early 1900s, isn't it? Isn't that something? Wow. If I swing around here, should be able to show you the county courthouse. Yes, this is the county seat for Dickens County. There it is right there, county courthouse. This building was built in 1893. There it is. That is Romanesque Revival architecture, but using, looks like local quarried, I don't know, sandstone bricks almost is what it looks like, doesn't it? And that's something. Well, and you see little tiny treasures here. H.A.C. Brummett Lawyer. There's a placard there. Let me let's go take a look. I mean, this has got to be something out of geez, I don't even want to guess how old. Let's see what the placard says. Got a little sign here. H.A.C. Brummett Law Office, 1930-1965. Dickens County Historical Commission. I'm going to show you the inside. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Woo! Yeah, it's across the street from this county courthouse, which is right there. Yeah, this is where you really see dying small town America. Places like this. abandoned house. That one is starting to disintegrate. You can see it. There's just so much here, it looks like people just packed their cars and left. And this is what you get. Nature is taking this one. She's almost taking it. Well, that's an old church. It says something church. I can't quite read it. How about that? An old abandoned church. Yeah, it just looks like people parked some RVs and stuff, an old Dodge Ram truck, and then they just left. Yeah, they might have even lived in this house right here. Well, there's Dickens City Hall, in case you're wondering. So let's see, poverty. It's pretty high. It is 24% overall. Children 17 and under, it is 58%. That is extremely high. Folks 65 and older, it is 24%. Yeah, all those numbers are higher. Cost of living is 10% lower. Mainly because of this. That is the median home value. $25,000. One of the lowest I've ever seen. $25,000 median home value. Compare that to the U.S. as a whole. The U.S. as a whole is $322,000. That's insane. 93% of the people in this town own their home. 93% own their home. That is, wow, that's a high number. Crime, pretty low. 1.9 per 100 people. US as a whole is 2.3. So crime is a little bit lower. Yeah, so quiet here too. I mean, it's noon. I've seen more dogs than people. It's pretty crazy. Well, I've pretty much showed you all of this town. There's not much left else to see because it's so small. So let's head to the next town. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do that right now. Okay, everyone, I am in the town of Roaring Springs. Roaring Springs, Texas. They are doing some cotton farming here, aren't they? Lots of cotton farming. There's downtown over there. Make our way over there. What do you think? Just checking out the sights here. There's a train depot sitting right here. There's no rail tracks anywhere near. I guess they pulled those up. That is a beautiful building though, isn't it? Oh, that's a big pile of mud. I think I'm going to avoid that. Anyway, let's see if I can head into downtown. There's a bit of a road here. Not much. But I got four-wheel drive. It'll be all right. Let's see, Roaring Springs. In 1940, there were 514 people here. Year 2000, it had dropped to 219. Or no, I'm sorry, that's 2020. 2009. There's 219 people here. Let me get that right. Today there are 195. That's 2022. Woo! So this town is, there's not much left. Barely, or not even 200 people here. And the population continues to decline. Another sign of that happening is the median age of the town. It is 61. I dove into the numbers a bit. 86% of this town is over the age of 50. Only 4% of the town has school-aged or is school-aged children. School-aged children. Can I spit that out? Anyway, I did the math. That's about somewhere between 8 and 10 kids that live in this town. I mean, that could be a family, to be honest. Not a lot of kids here. 57% of the town is female. 43% male. Another number, 79% of the town is white. 7% is Hispanic. Oh, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Last 14% is mixed race. That's all that's here. It's mostly white, a few Hispanic, and some mixed people. Interesting. What else is interesting is that this town was founded on a Native American village. That's what it was originally. Church of Christ. But there are no Native Americans here anymore. All right, let's see. The median household income here is $36,000 a year. That's $694 a week. Poverty. What do you think? Is it going to be high or is it going to be low? Poverty in this town is very low. 3.6 overall. Children's poverty is 0. That seems like a crazy number, but remember, there's only about 8 to 10 kids in this town. So maybe that number's not so unusual after all. Folks 65 and older, it's only 7%. Low incomes, though, it still seems like poverty would be higher, right? Well, 70% of this town is married. That's versus 50 for the US. So what you have is more dual incomes, which gives you a lot less poverty. Cost of living, 23% lower than the US. Mostly because of housing. Housing is 62% lower. The median home value in this town is $37,500. I don't have to tell you, that is really low. 76% of the town owns their home. So that really helps with the bills when you own your house. So what's crime like? Surprisingly, it's a little high. Latest numbers, 4 incidents per 100 people. That compares to 2.3 for the US. So they have not quite 200 people here. I guess they had roughly 8 crimes here last year, or with the latest number. Yeah, with that, I've got one more town to show you. So let's head in that direction right now. Well, everyone, I am in Ralls, Texas, home of the Fighting Jackrabbits. Now, you gotta love that. And I'm assuming it's pronounced Ralls, because it looks like it rhymes with balls. So, I'm gonna drive into downtown. It's up ahead. This town is the birthplace of a well-known country songwriter. His name was Hal Bynum. Hal wrote numerous big country hits for various performers, such as Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings, but his biggest song, arguably, is a song that he wrote for Kenny Rogers. And that song was called Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I better stop because my singing is so good. I'm going to trigger a YouTube copyright violation. And for sure, I don't want that. Well, as I drive into town here, let's talk about it. Peak population, 1980. There were a little over 2,400 people here. Today there are a shade over 1,600. So that's about 800 people gone over the past 40 plus years. I wouldn't call it or about to be a ghost town yet, though. But it is definitely declining. And you can see that here in the downtown, can't you? Let's see. Median age here is 41. 52% of the town is female. 48% male. Trying to show you a little bit of the other side of downtown. There you go. 62% of this town is Hispanic. 32% is white. 5% is black. That leaves 1% Asian. It's pretty quiet. It's 2 in the afternoon. Not seeing a lot happening. Let's see, median household income is almost $52,000 a year. That's pretty good money for a small town like this. That's just shy of $1,000 a week. Poverty's still pretty high though, 18.6% overall. Children 17 and under, it's 35%. Folks 65 and older, 6% though. That's pretty low for them. A little bit more of the downtown there. Let's see, cost of living is 23% lower. Mostly because of housing, which is 60% lower. The median home value in this town is $61,000. That's the highest of the towns that I've visited in this video. Crime is pretty low. Latest report, 15 incidents per 1,000. That compares to 23 per 1,000 for the US. So let's look around a bit. Alright, well, I'm just going to show you a neighborhood or two. A residential street or two. Let's see what the neighborhoods look like. Yeah, it looks okay. Ralls, Texas. You can tell we got a lot of rain the past couple days, can't you? Over here. Woo! Yeah, I'll be having to get the car washed when we're back in Dallas next time. But everything I'm showing you here this looks like a normal town, doesn't it? Yeah, we're just looking at a quiet little town. Pretty much looks like this all over. All right. We are in Dallas. Actually a suburb of Dallas, Plano, at the hotel that we will be spending Christmas at. When we got back here from North Carolina, we saw that we had a few extra days on the calendar, so we ran out to rural Texas and shot the video you just saw. But we are in Dallas, ready for Christmas now. So that video, yes, it will be next. We will show you the hotel, introduce you to Nicole's granddaughters, a few other things. So, yeah, that's coming up next.